Hi, everyone. Welcome in. Welcome to Tarot Thursdays with Refinery29. My name is Alicia of AskAlicia Tarot. If you haven't heard of me, give me a little love in the chat if you're here, please. Let me know. So my name is AskAlicia Tarot, as I said before. Hi. So I bring like a modern, fresh approach to tarot. It's not really spooky. My tagline is tarot that feels like a hug. And my whole mission is just to feel for everyone to feel very safe and welcomed and have like a safe, non-judgmental space. Okay, you can follow me on Instagram at askalicia.tarot. I'm also on TikTok at AskAlicia Tarot, but who knows what's going on with TikTok nowadays. And I haven't set up my Twitch channel yet. I also am the co-creator of the CEO deck, which is the Creative Entrepreneur Oracle. And occasionally I will post readings for each zodiac sign as well on my Instagram. I also do personal readings and I also do in-person events, which has been happening a lot actually. So today we're going to go into a little bit of an astro forecast for January. And then I'm going to do individual readings that I'm going to make more general to the collective. But if you want to kind of like shape the questions, you can go ahead and enter your questions within the chat. And then after that, I'll be doing like rapid fire yes, no questions to answer, whatever you're wondering about. It'll be a quick like yes or no. And then we're just going to close out. Okay. And then I'll be back the first Thursday of February and also the first Thursday of March. Okay. Hey. All right. Let me just check something with my sound really quick. There we go. Okay. So I'm just going to cleanse the space and the energy. Hey, Anise one. Hey, is that Matt? Yo. A few housekeeping. Sorry guys, this is my first ever like solo show with Refinery29. I'm super excited. I'm not as familiar with Twitch, so like bear with me, okay? I promise I'm not a noob with tarot and astrology, but when it comes to the technology of Twitch, I'm getting there. So just for some housekeeping thing, if you want to know about me at any point in time, you can use the command !Alicia, ALICIA on your keyboard. And also if you want to know about like what tarot is or have like a quick definition, because I won't be able to repeat over and over again what tarot is, you can do !Tarot, TAROT. And then once I start the individual readings, if you want to get in line or the queue to kind of shape that conversation, as I was mentioning before, you can do !QUEUE. I know it's like a spelling bee, and then QUEUE join. Okay. Hey, C. Joe Black, what's up? What's up? All right, so here's what's going on for January 2025 in terms of astrology. There's quite a bit, so I wrote down some notes. Okay, so if you see me looking down, I'm looking at my paper. So basically today, Venus enters Pisces. So Venus is the planet of love. It's also the planet of finances. It's also the planet of beauty. Yes, of course, Matt, of course. So it's also the planet of beauty as well. And it also rules the zodiac signs of Taurus and also Libra. Okay. So Venus goes through, actually all the planets go through individual zodiac signs, and it kind of shapes what's going on, how we're feeling, right? All these different transits is what they're called. So as of today, January 2nd, Venus is entering Pisces. And so what that means is that we're going to be very elusive and ethereal when it comes to love, when it comes to beauty. People might be wearing more sparkly things or more have more ethereal beauty trends right now. And then also when it comes to finances, I would say be careful with your wallet, with your spending, because you're not going to be seeing really clearly when it comes to like business and money and finances. You might be wearing like rose colored glasses as well when it comes to relationships and things like that. So I would just make sure that you keep a close eye on your bank account, your finances, make sure that you're seeing things really clearly. Also, as individuals, we tend to get really distant or evasive and things like that. So make sure you're also communicating clearly when it comes to love. Make sure that you're not leading people on or sidestepping important conversations that you need to be having in both your personal relationships, your romantic relationships, your friendships, and also with work and business as well. Okay. Um, the good thing about Venus and Pisces, though, it's really good for those of you who have Pisces within like your big three. So, like Pisces moon, Pisces sun. It's also good for Libra and Taurus. Pisces rising is the third one that I forgot. And then also, when it comes to those artists out there, if you're an artist, it's going to be a really good time for you to fully express your creativity. Even if you're not an artist, it's a really good time for you to pick up new hobbies and just paint for fun or whatever creative outlet that you have. If you're a poet, anything like that, singing, right? You might see a lot of artists feeling more free with their creativity and expression. Your favorite artists, right? They might be expressing themselves more freely right now. Venus is also good. Venus and Pisces is also good for like unconditional love and forgiveness. So if you do need to forgive someone, you might find yourself, I should say, being less rigid right now and actually opening your heart again to people that you may need to forgive. But I would watch out for any like wounded birds, right? This is definitely a time when people might say, like, oh, I can fix him, I can save her, right? So be careful for that. But I would say if that's your MO, you know what I mean? Like if you're that type of person who tends to play the victim card a lot, I mean, this is your time, baby. This is your time, okay? All right, anything else in terms of Venus and Pisces? Let me see. I think that's it. So, Venus in Pisces is going from January 2nd through February 4th. During that time, though, afterwards, we have Venus in retrograde, which we're going to touch on next month. I'll touch on that in the next show. But Venus in retrograde is basically the opposite of what I was saying, where things get a little bit wonky in terms of like love and beauty and finance and stuff like that. All right, so then we're moving on to like January 6th, okay? And then we have Mars retrograde in Cancer, okay? It's entering Cancer. So Mars in retrograde is happening right now. It started December 6th. And Mars is the planet of like war, but it's also the planet of like drive, conflict, ambition. It also rules the sign of Aries. Okay, it's also like driving as well, not just like your ambition, but also like driving cars too. So it's moving things forward. And so when a planet is in retrograde, it's perceived to be moving backwards. And so it kind of has like the opposite effect, right? So where you might have a ton of energy or you might have a lot of drive to go after your goals, right? Mars in retrograde kind of makes you feel less energetic in order to go ham, right? After your goals and your dreams, even with driving, even with overall your energy levels, even with making decisions. So, a lot of people during this time, and again, it started on December 6th in Leo, a lot of people during this time were feeling usually they feel really like indecisive, or they might go back on their word, or they might be super flaky. Okay, so don't be surprised if people are a little bit or very passive aggressive. The thing that I also don't like about Mars in retrograde is the fact that there tends to be a lot of gossip. I've been following this for years now, and for some reason, even though Mars doesn't rule gossip, there tends to be a lot of freaking gossip during a Mars retrograde. And because Mars kind of like backfires, with any sort of like animosity or any sort of extreme planet of aggression, because that's the planet of Mars, right? So any extreme energy of aggression, it kind of like flips backwards. There's almost like a karmic element to it as well. So even if someone has done you wrong, right? Even if you're in the right and someone is doing you dirty, excuse my language. I don't know. I speak very casual, so bear with me. But if someone is doing you dirty or someone's doing you wrong and you try to take revenge or you try to take karma in your own hands or you try to stand up for yourself, unfortunately, because Mars is in retrograde, even if you try to like fight back, it could backfire, right? So you could end up being perceived as like the bad guy or in the wrong, right? A good example is like someone puts you on blast on social media, right? On like TikTok or Twitch or something like that. And then like you stand up for yourself, people might start judging you and there might be a whole bunch of like rumors and stuff like that. So I'm not saying like you don't deserve to like set boundaries and stand up for yourself. What I'm saying is just be, or that you should even avoid conflict. I'm not saying that, but like what you should be aware of is that this would be a good time mainly to, as much as possible, turn the other cheek or just try to like tune that person out or tune that situation out, because what's going to happen is whoever is like leading the aggression, it's going to backfire on them. So if you end up choosing the path of like more peace and just like I'm protecting my peace, then other people might come in and stand up for you, and then you actually end up getting your justice and that other person ends up getting karma that way. I'm not really going to touch on pop culture, but like a good example is like that whole like Blake Lively situation happening right now. Like it's kind of brutal, right? There's so many rumors. Who knows what's going on, right? And so right now it's happening during a Mars retrograde. It was also happening when Mars retro was in Leo. So Leo is very like a public sign. So every sort of like drama and conflict is like public, right? So just be aware of that, okay? It's also a time where a lot of accidents happen as well. So just be careful driving, be careful with any sort of bikes, be careful in the gym, right? Retrogrades are never a good time, or retrogrades, you don't have to like stop your entire life, right? For a retrograde, but just make sure that you're working with the energy and you'll be okay, okay? So Mars retrograde is entering Cancer. Cancer is an extremely emotional sign. So a lot of people will have blowups and explosions and like be super triggered, but also like passive aggressive at the same time. If you can't tell by now, I'm like not a fan of Mars retrograde. But just be aware of that energy. If anyone's like blowing up or blowing things out of proportion or misconstruing your words or anything like that, please don't take it personal. It's just Mars in retrograde. So just, just try to breathe, try to calm other people down. If you see your friend like, no, I want to do this, try to calm them down, because it's just not going to end well with anyone trying to like take any sort of action or anything. Okay. All right, so let's see, what do we got? January 11th, we have North Node entering Pisces. Uh, yes, exactly. Darn you, Mars. January 11th, we have North Node entering Pisces, and the South Node is going to the Virgo. So again, Pisces is your time. I would say Pisces will definitely be the most affected. Virgo will be the most affected. Pisces, you're essentially like leading the pack, and also Aquarius, you're like leading the pack right now because Pluto's in Aquarius. So what the North Node is, it's basically what the collective is like striving for or aiming towards. Okay. So Pisces is this very like creative sign. It's spirituality. It's, again, as I mentioned, it's like that kind of like ethereal feel, right? So as a collective, we will all be wanting to express ourselves. We will all be striving towards more freedom. Pisces does not like to be pinned down. Pisces is the fish. Pisces is also like water, right? So if anyone is trying to pin you down, or if anyone is trying to restrict you, you in the collective is going to resist that, because what we're striving for as a whole for the next 18 months is to express ourselves creatively, and also to be very loose and go with the flow, right? South Node is the opposite. So we're leaving, or we're trying to resist the qualities of Virgo. So Virgos, you might be stretched the most during this time over the next 18 months because you're being forced out of your usual qualities because it's in the South Node. Okay. So the qualities of Virgo is like routine, structure, health, right? So just be careful that you're not going overboard. Pisces also rules the sign of like drinking, drugs, all that. So just be careful with that, right? If you partake in that. And so when you're like stretching, going away from the South node into the North node, you just want to make sure that you're using it wisely, okay? Some people might even be picking up tarot. You might be on here with me, you know what I mean? Or some sort of religion or belief system. You possibly could be exploring that during this time. On January 13th, we have the full moon in Cancer. And the sign of Cancer rules like home and emotions and family. This is happening while the sun is currently in Capricorn. So around this full moon, which is when we're releasing things, usually there might be a conflict when it comes to balancing and making decisions and prioritizing your home and your family life versus your actual responsibilities and like duties, right? So if your school is taking up too much time, you're not spending enough time with your friends and your family, you might be very miserable and have an epiphany where things need to change because a full moon is usually releasing something. So if you are a Cancer, you're going to feel this the most. Usually when it's in the sign of Cancer, you either feel more whole or you experience a big thing that you need to release, okay? But all of us will be affected by the full moon. And then January 19th, the sun enters. Nogichi says, gotta check up on my Cancer. But yes, check on your friends. Check on your friends. Usually during a full moon, everyone's going through it. It's not as intense as an eclipse, but it still is. Everyone is like releasing something. Usually it's like a frame of thought, but sometimes a lot of people tend to release like relationships or release like get over an ex during a full moon or have like a point of no return during that time with like a job or something like that. So honestly, with the juxtaposition between the Capricorn energy and also the Cancer energy, I do think it's going to be something coming to a head between like your responsibilities and your duties versus like family. So like let's say you're the eldest daughter and you take on a lot of the burden for your family, you might put your foot down and say no. Or if work or school is taking up a lot of time, then you might say like, no, I need a vacation, or I can't continue like this anymore. Okay. January 19th, the sun is entering Aquarius. Okay. So first of all, happy birthday to my Capricorns and soon to be happy birthday to my Aquarians. So Aquarius is a sign of like individuality, uniqueness, right? Quirkiness, technology, and also Aquarians are the visionaries of the zodiac. So once the sun enters Aquarius on the 19th, that energy of Capricorn, where you want to have more drive and more focus on finances and work and school and structure and da da da, right? Ambition. That's what Capricorn is. We're gonna work. We're gonna hike that mountain, right? Aquarius is like, no, I want to be free. I want to express myself. I don't care what anyone thinks of me, right? So that's the energy of the sun entering Aquarius. And then finally, I will stop talking about the astro and I'll get into the tarot. January 29th, we're going to have a new moon in Aquarius. So unlike the full moon where you're releasing something, new moons are when you're starting something, you're starting fresh, you're planning, you're striving toward something. And so the new moon in Aquarius is again keeping that quirky energy, that friendship energy, that, oh, I like to support humanity energy, right? So you might be setting some new goals around the new moon in Aquarius where you want to do something for an overall cause, or you want to express yourself more freely during that time, things like that. Okay, cool. Any questions? Hi, Octatat girl. Hi, how are you? What's up? Yes. Hi. Any questions about the astro transit? Hey. All right. And again, if you want to know about me, you can do !Alicia. If you want to know about tarot, you can do !Tarot. And then if you want to join the queue for the individual readings, you can do !QUEUE. Join. Okay. All right. All right. So we are now going to go into more of a collective reading. I'm just going to do like a general tarot reading to see what's going on for January for whoever's watching and also for whoever's going to watch the replay, okay? Excuse me. So this is a energy spray. There we go. This is an energy spray that I create. So it just, it's not really like a warding off evil spirits type of thing. It's more of like a, you know, the way you would like cleanse a cutting board, you know? So you wouldn't want to like do your meat on the same cutting board as like your veggies. So it like cleanses the energy that way. Oh, you know what? I'm going to actually stick my sticker down so that it doesn't blow away. There we go. All right. So for whoever's watching right now, and also for anyone watching the replay, what do my collective need to know for January? What does January have in store? What does January have in store? Oh, let me make sure my deck is, there we go. I knew that happened. So I like to make sure that my deck is all upright, at least at the start, so that if anything comes out as reverse, I know that it's on purpose. And when a card comes out in reverse, it can mean two things. It can mean like an abundance of that energy, right? Like too much of something. And it can also mean the opposite of something. Some people don't even take reversals, some readers. I like to take reversals because I like to read that way. And some readers will read it as both, or some readers will read it as one of those two definitions that I mentioned before, right? But it always comes down to like your intuition, right? So each of the cards, there's about 78 cards in a deck, and they all have different symbols and meanings for the cards, right? And so we all memorize the various meanings for each card. For like the sun, right? The sun can mean like clarity. It can also mean the card of Leo, the zodiac sign of Leo. It can also mean happiness, right? So there's like various meanings. Like the Fool is like a new beginning. It can stand for Aries. It can also mean like carrying light baggage, right? So there's all individual meanings for each card. And then on top of that, you want to layer your own intuition based on what you're intuitively picking up on. So there's a lot of different like levels to this. Okay. What do they say? There's levels to this. So if you are following that like North Node and Pisces energy where you are interested in maybe doing tarot for yourself or just learning more about tarot or learning more about spiritualities, spirituality and getting crystals and things like that, just keep that in mind, okay? All right, so what do my collective need to know? What can they look forward to in January? What is January going to look like for the people watching? There we go. Oh my goodness, guys. Who am I reading for, you guys? Woo, this energy is powerful. Okay, as I mentioned, actually I didn't mention this before. So there are major arcana cards and then there are minor arcana cards, okay? And so the major arcana is like something like this: the Tower, the Sun, as I mentioned before, and also the Fool, you know what I mean? And then there's like minor arcana, which is cards that still have influence, but they're less of like the bigger deal cards, but they still all have meaning. The best way that I can explain this is kind of like a regular playing deck where you have like kings and queens and jokers and stuff like that. And if you're playing cards, like, those are like the big whammies. And then that would be like the major arcana. And then the minor arcana would be like a three of clubs or three of hearts or something like that. Okay. So we have the tower out here. Can you see? There we go. We have the tower out here. So the tower is a card of like sudden shocking things. Okay. So there's two ways to escape a tower. A tower is usually built up when it's like a structure that's built up and you're confined in that structure. And so the tower appears when you are needing to break away and dissolve that like structure. The best way I can explain this is like Rapunzel, right? I think, yeah, Rapunzel is the one who like lets her hair down, right? So hi, okay, Anis one. How do I pronounce it? Can you let me know how you pronounce it, Matt? Ansi one? Ansi one? Okay. So the tower like confines you, right? And so like Rapunzel, she's like stuck in that tower. Ants one. Okay, got you. Ants one. Okay. So Rapunzel has her hair, right? And she's like stuck in the tower. So let's say Rapunzel doesn't have the prince come to, let's say Rapunzel wants to save herself. Okay. Let's say Rapunzel is doing tarot cards. So the way you can't really see it in this deck, but like there's a lightning bolt that like strikes the tower, or you can jump out of the tower. Okay. So I know it's really graphic. Please don't take this as any other way than like figuratively speaking. Okay. Please do not jump out of a tower. Okay. But in terms of like the prison that might, or the building that might have been built for yourself, this can be like a system. This can be a thought process, like a negative thought process. This can be other people putting you in a situation that you don't want to be in, right? Feeling stuck. This can be a situation that you don't want to be in. Anything that makes you feel confined. It's like, whoa. The tower shows up when like, you gotta go. Okay, this gotta end. This gotta go. So if you jump out of the tower, if you cause change yourself, yes, it's going to feel uncomfortable, but you have more control. You have more say as to how the tower is going to show up in your life. So let's say it's job, right? And you're like, whoa, like I'm stuck here. I'm feeling really restricted. You can either start looking for new jobs, or you can have a conversation with your boss, or you can figure out something to kind of like have a change, right? Now, if the lightning bolt strikes, then it will kick you out of the tower. And that is way more uncomfortable. That's like the tower happening to you. You know what I mean? And that's when you have sudden shocking things like, whoa, you got laid off. Whoa, you got fired. Whoa, someone broke up with you. And you're like blindsided, right? I'm not saying like bad things are going to happen, but I'm saying you always have a choice whether you want to empower yourself, or if you're stuck in a situation, life likes to keep growing. Like life likes to keep moving. Life doesn't like you stuck, right? We're always evolving. And so life will happen to you. The tower will happen to you, and to force you out of a situation if you try to stay and remain in your comfort zone. Okay. No, Anne, stop talking like that. Anne says, I'm on the fourth floor. I think I can make it. We are changing the subject because we are not. Okay. And if anyone is considering suicide, this is not it. Trigger warning. Okay. You are worthy. We love you. Please call the suicide hotline if you are suffering from that. Okay. I'm so serious. Okay. This is no jokes. Okay. All right. So the tower with the Eight of Swords. The Eight of Swords is actually, in fact, I'm going to just stay on that for like a little bit longer because this can be as deep as that. So please, if you are suffering from any sort of negative thoughts, okay, please tell your friends, please contact a therapist, please call the hotlines, right? Like, please ask for help, okay? Because the Eight of Swords is like a mental energy. It's a sign of like mental conflict. Okay. So the Tower with the Eight of Swords is like breaking free finally of something that's causing mental stress. Okay. If it's not as significant as that, and you're not hopefully, dealing with that situation, this is talking about something that was causing you to mentally be stuck in your head and mentally be a source of conflict, because the swords are mental energy, right? Mental anxiety with the Tower. You are breaking free from that. It's either something happens to you that is a catalyst and causes you to have an epiphany over what's causing you mental anxiety and stress. You will now be finding the puzzle pieces. This is even possible around that like full moon, actually, that full moon in Cancer that we're talking about on January 13th. Or like I said, you decide to get to the root of the problem and free yourself from that energy. Okay. What I like here is the Six of Swords. So the Six of Swords is moving from these swords right here, which is more conflict, right? It's like troubled waters, and you're going towards more calmer waters. That's what the Six of Swords is. Lots of swords here, so lots of mental energy. So if you're in my collective and you're watching this right now, or thanks for my nails. Thanks for the compliment on my nails. If you're like struggling with mental conflict, or if you're an air sign, which is Aquarius, Libra, Gemini, this probably is going to be heavily, affecting you heavily. There we go. Significant for you. And so I see you like going from the Tower, having that initial thought process of like, okay, cool. I know what's stressing me. I know what's happening right now. Going towards more calmer waters. So that's giving me the impression of like less anxiety, less calm, less worriedness. You know what I mean? And then you have this like sword of truth, which is the Ace of Swords, which is extreme clarity. What's interesting is, honestly, I'm going to predict that you are the one causing your own Tower. I think that warning that I said earlier in terms of like, look, the Tower will happen to you if you don't make something happen. Lightning strikes the Tower when the Tower is happening to you, right? Or you jump out. On this Ace of Swords card, I'm seeing these like bolts right here. So you are holding the sword. So I'm actually going to predict that you will be empowering yourself and creating this change for yourself. It's going to be you calling the shots, and you making a change, you standing up for yourself, you like determining what's going on. I actually don't think that you're going to even wait around for the Tower to happen to you, especially if this is around the full moon on the 13th. And also with the sun entering Aquarius, I think, what was it, on the 19th? I see you entering more of that Aquarian energy, which is ruled by both Saturn and also Uranus. Uranus is Tower energy. Uranus is shocking epiphanies and change, right? So I do think that you will be around the full moon, or also once we are entering Aquarius season, you will be enacting change for yourself. This Tower will be happening for yourself, but it's going to be in a good way because you're going to be in charge, okay? Thank you so much. Cool. All right, what else do we need to know? What else do we need to know for the collective reading? Let's see, anything else that my collective needs to know? Wow, we have the Death card again. The Death card is not a scary card, okay? The Death card talks about transformation, also stands for Scorpio, okay? So with the Death card here, I think it's still talking about that same transformation. Whatever this like Tower is, it's really affecting you. It's affecting your identity. It's affecting how you see something. It's so interesting because I mentioned before, I was like, oh yeah, it's not as extreme as an eclipse, but what I'm pulling out here eclipse, it has like that eclipse energy where it's like the point of no return. So when an eclipse happens, it's something that's very finite. It's something that like has like a strong ending. It's like, we cannot return to this. We will be moving forward. And so with the death card here and that tower energy, it's giving me more of that eclipse energy, even though we don't have that energy yet. So you will be making this tower happen for yourself. And then you also will be enacting this change with the death card here. It will be the end of a situation. And with the Queen of Swords, it's almost like, again, with that sword energy, oh my gosh, it's like, okay, we will not be going back now. I can see clearly. I won't be returning to that. And also, I have like the end to a particular way that you're viewing things. Okay. Swords on swords on swords. I know, Nogichi. So yeah, it's a lot. Ooh, I like this. Okay. So I have the High Priestess, which is a card of intuition. Again, it's picking up on that, like that energy of that North Node and Pisces energy. The High Priestess is actually a card of Pisces as well. So it's like you're ending a frame of thought significantly, for sure. And then you're like, okay, I intuitively know what to do. And what I love about this High Priestess card is that in the background you have the stars, which the star actually stands for Aquarius, the star card in the tarot. So you have all these stars here in the back of the High Priestess. So again, it's giving that Aquarius energy with the Pisces. It's like all of the astrological transits are like coming into this reading. And so you're ending that frame of thought that might have been holding you back. And now, oh, and she has like I didn't realize that. She has like, oh, wow. Okay, sorry, guys. Okay, so she has like this scorpion right here. Can you see that? She has like a scorpion on her like robe, right? And the death card is a card of Scorpio, actually. So it's almost like you're carrying that change with you. You're like, I went through this. I'm not leaving the lesson behind. I'm taking this knowledge with me and I have it right here. I'm even going to wear it as like a badge of honor. But now I'm moving forward with my new train of thought. Like now I'm moving forward with my new mindset. And this is my new way of being now, right? Like you're like replacing that old information with the new information that you have, and it's strongly connected to your intuition, what you know deep down in your heart to be true. Okay. The Temperance is a card of Sagittarius, but it's also a card of like balance. So now that anxiety that we had before with the Eight of Swords that I mentioned before, yes, so many details, right? You said the tower looks like the Iron Throne. Hold on, did I put it back in the deck? Oh, I shuffled it, I think. Yeah, it did. So with the Temperance, it's like after the tower, after the storm, you have the calm after the storm, not before the storm, the calm after the storm. Okay. Yeah, you had so many swords. Yeah, Antoine. So now it's like, okay, now you're feeling more peaceful. You had like a shock to the system that you caused, mainly a shock to your psyche, but now we're sitting calm within our hopes and wishes with the star energy and fulfillment and our intuition. And then now we're going into the Temperance card, and it's like, who is it? Is it Bruce Lee? Be Like Water, something like that. That's what it's making me think of. I feel like Antoine, would you know that? Who's the? I'm so sorry. Who is the guy? Be Like Water. Okay, Bruce Lee. Cool. And then finally, we're gonna end up in the Justice card. Ooh, so you know what that's making me think? So the Justice card is like, that's interesting. That's interesting. The Justice is a card of Libra. Yeah, be like water. Exactly, Antoine. Yes. So the Justice is a card of Libra, again with the swords. The Libra energy is also Queen of Swords energy too. So we have strong air energy out here, strong air sign energy. So I'm picking up on a number of things, especially since, again, I mentioned the Tower card is like major arcana. The Death card is major arcana, High Priestess, Temperance, Justice, so much major arcana, which means big, big, big deal, big significance here, okay? That means this shift is going to be really big for you in the month of January, okay? So Justice is Libra. It's also balance and fairness, but it's also karma. Okay. So that's making me think, this thing that you're ending, the tower that you're causing for yourself, it's because definitely something was imbalanced, but it might even have some like karmic elements in play. And what I mean by that is like, if you weren't meant to be in a situation because you were meant to have a different type of karma in a good way, you know what I mean? Like, let's say you're struggling with finances, but you were not meant in this lifetime to be broke, you know what I mean? Then it's like karma is finally being restored for you, right? Because you have now unlocked a new way of thinking when it comes to maybe managing your money or how you're going to get money or whatever. And now you'll be changing that for the better. And so that's good karma. Or if you're creating a tower because someone did wrong to you, karma is being restored in your favor. Okay? Does that make sense? Let me know in the chat. Someone said, Nogichi said, karma, please help. Yeah, so that means like karma is working out in your favor. And I really like that. I would say based on all the elements in this card as well, you have this big old sword, right? Big old sword, like the Queen of Swords, big old sword with the Justice card. It means that in order to get this karma, the good karma, you also will be setting boundaries. Energetic boundaries is what I'm picking up on. Again, be careful with that whole like angrily speaking out and having outbursts and triggers and stuff like that with this Mars and retrograde energy. But I do see you energetically setting boundaries like, nope, I'm doing this for myself. As well as the magnifying glass here, having it on her chest, it almost gives me more of that like introspective feel of like, I'm looking inwards in order to balance out my karma. So rather than placing blame on other people, you'll be empowering yourself and not being in victim mode and saying like, no, I can own up to what I did. Or excuse me, even if someone did something to me or did me dirty, you know, I still can view myself clearly and I can take certain steps in my life to maybe I distance myself from them, or I don't have to allow this sort of treatment, even if they choose to treat me that way. Does that make sense? And so also with the earrings, there's a card in the deck called the Wheel of Fortune. And the Wheel of Fortune is like, if you're at the bottom of the wheel, it like turns to where you're on the top of the wheel. So again, it's giving me that karmic feel of like things are turning out for the better, especially with you going into that high priestess, temperance, peace energy, right? Oh, and there's a star on her head too. That's interesting. And she also has like the feathers with the owl here. The last thing I'm going to say about this card is the owl is a sign of like wisdom and truth. So you will be maturing after this change. The last thing that's super random, the owl kind of makes me think of like, you know, Drake and OVOs. So with the Scorpio card here and like, and I think Kendrick's what, a Gemini, which is air sign energy. I don't know. There might be more stuff with the whole Drake Kendrick situation. You know what I mean? And with that energy, I don't think it would be working out in Drake's favor. Just a side note. Nogichi, you said you and Kenny are twins, so you're both Geminis. Hey, rep for the Geminis. All right. So that's what's happening with in January. I wanted to get super personal, but it was more abstract, I guess, today. I guess it was really important to have that energy. I'm just going to pull one last card for the CEO deck. Nakichi says, no wonder he's got, yes, Kendrick is definitely a Gemini for sure, for sure. All right, so if you want to join the queue, you can type in !Q join. So QUEUE join. JOIN. Yeah, there you go. Cool. So I'm just going to pull one last card from the CEO deck, the Creative Entrepreneur Oracle. Okay. Yes. Available for sale soon in January. Yay. Let's see what else for my collective from the CEO deck. What message do we have? We have target practice. and we have confidence checkup, we have be human. So target practice, look at things from your audience's view. Are you their needs? You can't be everything to everyone, so prioritize the feedback that can offer a better experience. So this deck, the Creative Entrepreneur Oracle, or the CEO deck, my business partner and I, we created it for entrepreneurs. Okay. So like creatives who are balancing that journey of like, okay, I'm going to turn this hobby into something that's lucrative, or even people within the workplace who have more of an entrepreneurial mindset and just want to be more creative within their positions. Right. So it's a mix of like both tangible business suggestions and also inspirational suggestions to like help you on your journey. Okay. So that's why this card is more like business focus of like talking about your audience's point of view and, you know, all that stuff. But intuitively, if I were to pick up on this card and make it more general to January, I would say you're looking at both sides of the situation or both sides of the coin. So again, if you're in that situation where you're feeling stuck, you're feeling trapped, or someone's doing you dirty, you might be more less reactive and more understanding to be like, oh, that person's hurt, so they're doing that. You're not making excuses for anyone, right? But you might take a more logical approach and be like, oh, okay, I can see where they're coming from, or I can see coming from, or I can see why they're doing this because they're wounded, or, you know, that's their issue. But also, I know who I am. So, you know, I'm going to move forward, right? I also see you developing a lot more confidence in the month of January and cultivating more or getting close to like your identity, who you are, who you want to be, right? And also owning up to like everything that makes you you, everything that makes you special, because that's Aquarius energy, right? So, period. Like, you're like, no, forget what other people have to say about me. I know who I am, right? So, confidence checkup talks about okay, confidence talks about that seat you occupied at the table, you earned it, okay? Reflect on all of your qualifications. Chances are you're far more capable than you give yourself credit for. Um, so I do see you like reflecting, like again, with that change of like the tower energy with the Eight of Swords and no longer being anxious about what people think of you or having that mindset shift in whatever situation's going on in your life. You're like, no, I deserve to be, and I deserve to be here. I deserve to be in the room. I deserve to have XYZ, right? Whatever you're like liberating yourself to have more of. I deserve freedom, right? If we are touching on that deeper topic that we mentioned before, it's like, I deserve to live. I deserve to exist. I deserve to be loved, right? That's probably what you would be leaning towards. And then finally, we have be human, which is not holding yourself to this extreme, crazy standard. Like you're allowing yourself to have flaws and make mistakes. And even like me, like I was a little nervous at the beginning, you know what I mean? Like being like, whatever, I'm going to power through anyway, right? So you're also going to be treating other people with compassion, respect, and understanding as well. And that's just going to make you much more loving and also much more receptive to love as well. So with Be Human, we have never underestimate the impact of a smile, kind words, or a helping hand. These seemingly small gestures can brighten someone's day. All right, you guys. So that was the end of the collective reading. Just to recap, okay? So for January, we had the Tower going to the Eight of Swords, which means you're freeing yourself and you will be empowering yourself in order to free yourself from a particular frame of thought, mindset, situation that is feeling restrictive, okay, or feeling unfair, or feeling like you're not being your true self. You're not allowing the Tower to happen to you. You are enacting this change. There was a lot of sword energy that came out. So it will be more of a mental thing, a state of mind, a state of being mentally that you are shifting and changing. Okay. What else did we have? We had the Death card to the Queen of Swords, right? Again, like this change is not just the one and done. It is significant that you probably will be carrying throughout the year, okay? It will be transforming how you view yourself, how other people view you. And this has a very karmic tie an element to it because we have the Justice card coming out with Libra energy, right? And so you will be restoring balance. We had temperance as well, so you will be restoring peace as well. Happy New Year. Happy New Year. And so it's good karma. It's karma working out in your favor to where now you're being reset, refreshed, and now you're on the right path. Okay. And then with the CEO deck, we had Be Human, we had Target Practice, and we had Confidence Checkup. And so you will be listening to other people, hearing what they have to say, trying to understand and put your put yourself in someone else's shoes. I'm like channeling, so I'm speaking like more abstract than like my words aren't like connecting to my brain right now because I'm like visualizing like symbols and stuff and then trying to like speak it. But you will be less focused on how people view and perceive you, though, and more confident in how you want to display yourself, especially, or present yourself, especially with that like mental energy being cleared out in the month of January. And finally, you are owning all of your flaws. You're owning all of your strengths. You're owning exactly who you are. You're going to be a lot more vulnerable as well and give yourself grace and give other people grace as well. So that's pretty cool. All right. Happy New Year, you guys. That was beautiful. That was like some really intense energy to start off the year. Just to mention again, if you want to know about me, you can type in the chat !Alicia. If you want to know about what tarot is, you can type in the chat !Tarot, Tarot. And if you want to join the queue right now, I'm going to be doing individual readings. It won't be as personal. I will try to like change the question so that it could apply to whoever's watching, but you will have the opportunity to kind of like mold and like shift the direction in which we're like reading. So that's pretty cool. So if you want to do that, you can do !Queuue, join. Okay. This is my very first stream. This is the very first Tarot Thursdays. Okay. So we are figuring this out. So we're going to see how many readings that we're able to get to. Around like 3:45, I'll be doing like rapid fire, like yes, no, yes, no, yes, no. So that'll be the end of it. Okay. So we're going to see how many questions. Okay. Yes, Lily. Oh, so I'm answering people's questions in the chat. So I think it says Lily. Lily was asking how many readings do you do for each stream? So that's why I was like, we figured it out, okay? And Lily said, I don't think I've seen you before. Yes, hi, I'm Alicia, AskAlicia Tarot. You can follow me on Instagram at askalicia.tarot. And I do readings for each zodiac sign on there as well, okay? And then I also do personal readings online, like via Zoom. And then I do in-person events. Like we did BeautyCon. We did a show with, yeah. Oh, okay. So I do a lot of events as well. Yeah. You might have seen me with Sarah and Melissa in like over the summer. All right, so let's get started. All right, who is first in line? Who's first? Lily. Lily is first. Hi, boo. Lily, what's your zodiac sign? I'm like so thirsty. I'm like recovering. I don't know if anyone else went out partying, but like I went out partying for New Year's. Happy New Year, Lily. Okay, you're a Scorpio. Okay. So Lily said, I applied for an agency and I'm just waiting to know when will I hear back from them and how is it going to go? Okay, well, congratulations, Lily. That's awesome. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to try and make this like more general. So it sounds like you're touching on like, hey, I'm looking for a job or I applied for a job, right? And am I going to get a new job? Am I going to hear back from them? So I think I'm going to ask more of that general question. just so that more people can resonate with the reading if they're in that same situation. And so it won't be just for you, but your energy will definitely be like heavy in the reading, okay? Because I've done this before and like it takes over, but at least everyone else can like relate to it, okay? Cool. Okay, cool. All right. So for those of you who are currently watching live or also watching the replay, and you are wondering about like, when am I going to find my next position? When am I going to hear back? What do I need to know? Yay, first individual reading. Let's see. What do they need to know? What's going on with this job? Okay. Oh, period. Okay. Period. I'll tell you why I'm excited in a second. Let's get the CEO deck. So we got the Knight of Wands, the King of Pentacles. It says crone in this deck. It's an all-women's deck. This is the Modern Goddess Tarot deck. But this is the King of Pentacles. Oh. Okay. Interesting. Tell me about the next opportunity. Huh. Okay. And we have the Ten of Swords here, by the way, okay? All right. So first things first, with the actual tarot cards, I really love this energy because the Knight of Wands is my card of, it is a moving forward type of energy. It's not as fast as the Knight of Swords, so it's not as like quickly, so it's not as immediate, right? It's a little bit slower, but it's not as slow as like the Knight of Pentacles, which is like molasses, okay? So the Knight of Wands gives me like 1 month type of energy or like, you know, exploring type of energy. The Knight of Wands going to the King of Pentacles means that yes, you will get a job that pays more, that treats you well. I have the Empress card here where you're like very pampered, right? So you will be in a good financial position for those of you who this, you know, who you're wondering about this particular topic. You will be in a good financial position where you're enjoying the fruits of your labor, right? She has the fruits in her lap right here. However, I have the next opportunity card here. My friend and I, when we created this deck, this is our deck, the CEO deck. When we created this deck, we purposely created this card, next opportunity, to be an acronym for no. Okay, so NO stands for next opportunity. So that's making me think that it would probably be a no for the first job that you applied to, or a no to the first position, but it doesn't mean a no overall. It just means that you might not get this one, or you might say no. You know, it doesn't always have to be rejection towards you. It could be like you decline the position, or it just doesn't work out because you find out that it just doesn't align with you and there's a better position for you. Okay. So the reason why I'm saying that is because I clarified the next opportunity card, because I'm like, what's that about? Right. Even though we have really great cards here, I have the Five of Pentacles, which is my card of money loss. It's like not the energy that we want with the King of Pentacles here. Five Pentacles is opposite of this. Five Pentacles is out in the cold. She's out here in like the springtime. She cute. She got fruit. She got a coin. She's happy, right? She got a flower. This one, they're out in the cold. They got wind blowing, you know? I don't like it. So the Five Pentacles, you don't want that card. It's like struggling. It's like penny pinching, right? So the reason why you might be saying no, or you might be receiving a no, is because something's not adding up when it comes to the comfortable position that you deserve to be in. And by comfortable, I don't mean like in your comfort zone. I mean abundance. I mean thriving. I mean nurtured. I mean pampered. Okay. So there's something about this. It doesn't just have to be money. Like the paycheck might look good, but maybe you feel more lonely. Maybe you don't get along with the team, or maybe you're like stuck in an office by yourself, or there's something here where you're going to be more confined and feeling, I have a different card for sadness, but you're taking an L, okay, somehow by accepting this position. Now, again, you do have free will, okay? You have free will. So if you're like gung ho, you're like, no, F that, screw what Alicia says, by all means do that. This is not a challenge, okay? I do not need to be in my ego and you have to like live by what I say. No, you will always have free will to make whatever decisions you want. This is just additional information for you to make a decision for yourself, okay? Just know that by taking this position, it is possible that either they say no outright or you say no because you realize that something is missing, okay? With the Ace of Wands here and the Wheel of Fortune, I'm thinking you will be moving on to another offer that ignites you, that ignites your passion, that you're more passionate about, or another position that excites you more, or even more work that excites you more. Okay, it's possible you could be settling for that position for the sake of just making money. So I would say if you have, like, let's say you are living check to check and you need a job right now, go ahead and take it, right? If you were presented the offer, go ahead if you want to. But if you can hold on a little bit longer, I will say that you can rest assured that there is like a really good position coming towards you where you're going to feel very comfortable, very well taken care of, or a situation, okay, for my self-employed. This can even mean clients as well. Like there might be a client who's like struggling for cash and may not be able to afford you or pay you what you're worth. But there is another client coming along where they're more lucrative and they have a bigger budget to like support you. Okay. In this new position that you are starting, so you will be starting a position though. I do see you getting like an actual opportunity, maybe just not the first one, because I have permission granted here. So it's like, yes, green light, woo. And then I also have this is bigger than you. So a good sign to look out for the next opportunity is it's going to have like a bigger mission attached to it. So the agency, if we're talking about the agency, right, it might be like an agency that also has like an arm where they do like community service every now and then, or they help certain clients that like are doing like that are like green clients or something like that, right? Sustainability or something like that. It can also mean just you living in your truth inspires other people, right? So there's something with this new position where it has a bigger mission attached to it. Like you're helping the collective, you're not just helping yourself. So that's really cool. With the Two of Wands here, this is a card also of choices where you're like leaving one behind and you're choosing one in front of you, right? So that's also making me think of like this Ace of Wands where you're like choosing the Ace of Wands. Also, it makes me, this particular card in this deck also makes me think of education. So there might be an educational aspect or element attached to this new role. Either you're going to need additional training in order to fill and grow within the shoes of the position, or you will have some sort of like training element where you're like educating other people on a thing, or like creating an ebook to teach people, or like even me doing tarot, like I try to incorporate education within where I'm telling you what the cards are about, right? So it has like something education attached to it, or training or something like that. Okay. It could even mean like public speaking too. All right. I hope that answered your question, Lily. Thank you so much for asking. If you want to join the queue, you can do !join. Oh, sorry, !, let me say it correctly. !QUEUE, join. You're so welcome, Lily. It was so nice to meet you too. I'm going to be doing this on the first Thursday. We're doing also in February and also March, hopefully. So feel free to come back next month too, or join me on Instagram too. So it's hashtag Mr. Finesse. Hi. So it's hashtag QUEUE and then join, like all together. Okay. So just to recap, for those of you looking for a new job, it doesn't really look the best for like the first opportunity, but like there's another one that's going to have you sitting pretty. It will have some sort of like training or educational aspect to it. It doesn't have to be as like literal as like you will be in education, but like it could mean that like you either need to train for the position or like read up and freshen your skills, or you'll be like giving talks or like giving speeches or like doing an ebook or like training other people or something like that. Okay. It looks good though for the second one. All right. Who else? Who's next? Who's next, boo? Who do we got? Who do we got? Who's next? Who's next? Okay, stay crunchy. Hey. Wait. Oh, my bad. Okay. Sorry. Antoine, you're next. Hi. You're Saggy. Okay, cool. What's your question? Let me cleanse the energy. I know you guys can't smell it through the screen, but it smells like roses. This is my self-love spray that I create. These are my self-love one for January. It felt right, you know. Antoine, what's your question? We can come up with the question together. What I'm doing, Mr. Finesse, who asked how vague can the questions be, I'm taking the more specific questions and make it more general so everyone can kind of like relate to the reading. So it's not just like extremely personal where you're like, okay, I'm watching someone else's reading. You know what I mean? Oh, stay crunchy. So I make them with like a mix of ingredients, but essentially it's like different oils as well. So it's not just rose water, but it does smell like roses. Yeah. Okay, so Antoine, you said, I feel pretty good about my life. So what about love, romantic stuff? Okay. Okay, we're getting into love. All right, so what I could ask Antoine is like, who's coming towards the collective and love? I know, right? I know, Noguchi, always here for the love talk. So I could ask, like, you know, what can you expect in love? Hi, welcome, Kawaii Shelly. Hi. So are you? Oh, you were gonna ask a love-related question, Antoine. Do you want me to ask for like single, or since this is your question, you know what I mean? Do you want me to ask for like singles, or do you want to ask for like already being in a relationship? I'll let you guide it because this is your question. Okay. Stay crunchy. You can still ask your love-related question. Okay, Antoine. So single. Okay. So for my singles, what do my singles need to know and love? Whoever is currently watching, and also whoever's watching the replay. These are for my singles. This is for my singles. What do my singles need to know and love? Let's see. What can they expect in love? Oh, definitely healing from something. Whew. 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 Okay. All right. Empress coming out again. Okay. Oh, okay. All right. So first things first, we got the 10 of Swords. You guys can see like the 10 of Swords is like an ending. This is like beating a dead horse type of energy. It's like the end of the road. I'm hearing Boys to Men, although we've come to the end of the road. Okay. So still, I can't let go. Okay. So I get messages from songs too. So if you hear me rambling about some lyrics, that's what's going on. So the 10 of Swords energy for my singles, it makes me think that you're definitely clearing out not just like old love energy. Like this is the energy of like someone who went through a breakup and the breakup ended badly, you know what I mean? Or like they were forever changed by this relationship and like having some baggage here. So it's like clearing out, or even like a loss of identity, because I see her like holding on to this flower where it's like, no, I still know who I am. But like she got to get all the swords out of her before she can like return to herself, right? So even if like you didn't just recently break up, you could be still carrying some energy here. And so it's like you're finally like clearing out this like baggage when it comes to love, these wounds that have inflicted you when it comes to love. You're finally ending all of this. I can like feel the energy. I'm like, whew, this is heavy. You're finally like reaching the end of this where you're finally healing. And then I see you like, remember how I mentioned the Knight of Pentacles is like my slower moving card? It's like you're tiptoeing now, slowly and surely, tiptoeing into the dating field, tiptoeing to figure out like, okay, who do I want to give my heart to, but in a tangible way? Like, who's going to make me feel safe and secure? Who wants to actually build with me? Because the Pentacles is earth energy. It's like a seed. It's like a seed that turns into a tree. It's not fleeting. It's not just someone speaking with their words. It's someone who wants to grow and build together. So you're like, I'm slowly but surely tiptoeing into energy where I build with someone for real. Antoine, you said, yep, all last year for you. Okay, well, congratulations. You're like finally clearing out that energy. You know what I mean? And all my singles who are watching, like this might have been what was holding you back. Is just like clearing out, even like, because again, we mentioned, like I mentioned before, like the swords is like mental energy, right? So it's like even clearing out any negativity that you had when it comes to love. When people do personal readings with me, sometimes some people can say like, oh, I hate, men are trash or women are trash. And I'm like, okay, what are we telling ourselves? If you want a partner, not, they can't all be trash, because your partner is not going to be trash. So let's be mindful of like what we're telling ourselves, what we believe in when it comes to love too, right? Or, oh, I'm going to be single for the rest of my life, or love doesn't ever work out for me. Like, make sure you're speaking positively to yourself, because what you say can actually have an effect, right? So speaking of speaking positively to yourself, we have the Judgment card here, right? So it's like, okay, we are speaking loudly and proudly what we want, right? We're going to confidently speak out what we want now. You might even be manifesting through verbal affirmations of what you want, telling other people what you want, even communicating to potential partners that you might start, because I do see you entering the dating field. Communicating to partners like, hey, this is what I want, this is what I'm looking for. Are you on board or not? We doing this or not, right? Judgment is also a card of truth, where you're like, I'm standing in my truth and I know definitely for sure what I don't want. And I think, Antoine, you said you're a Sag, because this is a card of Sag as well. So your energy is heavily in here. What's interesting is she has a snake on her sweater, and we're entering the year of the snake with the Chinese zodiac. Shoot, when is the Lunar New Year? I'm forget. I think it's like February or end of January. Don't I forget like when the year of the snake actually starts, but I think it's like end of January or early February, the Lunar New Year. January 29th. Thank you, Nogichi. So January 29th starts the year of the snake. So I'm like, okay, you're definitely going to be fully in this energy once year of the snake hits with the sweater and her shirt. And I definitely see you meeting someone, even though I don't even have the cards really to support that yet. I have the Fool. I feel like you are meeting someone, whoever my single is, you are meeting someone for sure during this year of the snake, because the snake is making me think that. But also you could even meet someone that strikes your eye, who's like a good match for you, even starting like January 29th. You might be like, oh, I like this person. Now, I don't see if it's like long term or anything. I don't have any energy for that. But I do see at the very least like a little flirt mance, or someone that at least sparks your fancy, okay? I do see you releasing this Eight of Swords energy, where you're also being more introspective again at what's been holding you back from love, what's been keeping you like wrapped up in your heart closed, right? The Empress is a lot of like self-care energy. She also has this fist, so it's like as you speak more and more and more kindly to yourself, speak up about what you want, your needs, and also being truthful. Like, no, it's okay. Like, I'm single and I don't like being single. I want to be in a relationship. I want to look for love right now. Own up to that. You know what I mean? Be like let people know, let your friends know. Be like, I'm looking, right? There's nothing to be ashamed about. And I see you like loving yourself more with that be human that we spoke about in the general reading, right? I see you like sitting pretty in that energy where the self love is coming through. I don't see you meeting someone immediately. So when I say immediate, I mean um January 29th can still be like within the time frame because I'm thinking like 4 weeks. So this month I don't necessarily see love unless it's like towards the very very end, like I mentioned, January 29th. Thank you, Nokichi, for when the lunar new year starts, but it's not like right now this week. I don't see that. Okay, I see you like healing a little bit more with the Four of Swords energy, and then I see you moving forward and taking action with the Eight of Wands here, which is quicker moving energy. It's also a card of communication, and then also just moving forward. Okay, so January, I don't necessarily, unless it's towards the end of the month, see someone approaching you or you meeting someone, but it could happen in February or at least right after January 29th. Okay. Okay. You got to be patient. It's just, I just don't see it like happening this week. You know what I mean? I don't see it happening until at the very earliest January 29th, because I still think that January you're cleansing out this energy. Who knows? Maybe it's that energy with the whole like tower and the Eight of Swords. You know what I mean? Like maybe that's the mindset. You know what I mean? All right. Um, and one says, "Yay, enjoying rooting out the old crap." Okay, something to look forward to. Yes, yes, yes. All right, who's next? You're so welcome, Antoine. Who's next? Oh, oh no, hold on. My deck's all unorganized. I wasn't paying attention. Good thing I like caught it. Right. Hi, Music of Cloak. Hi. Okay, Elgin Phoenix. Elgin Phoenix. Am I saying that right? Elgin Phoenix. Hi. What is your zodiac sign, and what is your question? If you want to know about me, you can do exclamation mark Alicia, ALICIA. If you want to know what tarot is about, you can put in the chat exclamation mark tarot, TAROT. And then if you want to join the queue for the personal readings, I'll try to move a little bit faster. You can put in exclamation mark QUEUE join. Okay. Elha Phoenix, what's your question and what's your zodiac sign? Hefe Phoenix. Okay, cool. Okay, so you can call me Hefe Phoenix, whatever your heart desires. Okay, I like that. You're a Cancer, Leo's cusp. Okay, so that full moon is going to be big for you, and also Mars retrograde from December 6th till now is probably heavily affecting you as well, where you might have like less energy or feeling more sluggish, feeling like you want to sleep all the time, feeling like you're blocked. Okay. You were born on the 22nd of July. Your question is, I experienced a lot of pain and loss last year, but this year the horoscope says adventure awaits. Is that true? Okay, no problem. Sorry, I'm on mobile. I'm slowing type. Okay, no problem. Hefe Phoenix. So I'm gonna try and make it a little bit broad so everyone can relate to it. So let's see. If you are similar to Hefe Phoenix, where you experience a lot of pain and loss, and you're just wondering what's next, what's 2025 going to look like? Let's figure that out, okay? Let's see what's going on for 2025, okay? All right, so for my collective and people watching the replay who experience pain and loss, what does 2025 look like in terms of energy, and will there be adventure involved? Let's see. Ah. Ooh, the Three of Pentacles, the Hermit. Ooh, the Ten of Cups and the Knight of Wands, which wanted to come out before. Anything else? Ooh, the Six of Wands. I like that. Okay, so first things first, Jefe Phoenix, the Knight of Wands, which tried to come out before as I was shuffling the deck, that's absolutely yes. Yes, to adventure. Absolutely to adventure. I don't have a card of like traveling as much. There might be like 1 or 2 trips if you do that. But it's in general, it's like this like adventurous mindset, because that is exactly what the Knight of Wands does. The Knight of Wands explores and goes off and on side missions and side quests, right? So I see you doing that. You might even find adventure through books, but I do see a card of adventure. So that's absolutely yes to your question, right? Now, I also have the card of the Hermit. The Hermit is Virgo energy. It's also a card of like going on, sorry, I touched my mic, going on like soul searching, right? And the dark night of the soul. So that's like kind of the energy that you were experiencing last year. So I have it combined with the Three of Pentacles, which means if you don't want a repeat of last year, the Three of Pentacles is a card of not necessarily like friends necessarily. It's more like colleagues or like acquaintances working together. So I can interpret this in a number of ways. So I do see some like lingering energy in terms of like still reflecting. It's not really like a healing thing. It's more of like a reflection of like, okay, I went through that year or I went through that period, and just like reflecting on it. So I do see you still reflecting on it, whoever's experiencing this type of scenario in 2025, right? But also, if you want to not be as isolated, then it's going to be on you to make sure you put yourself out there and be more adventurous to meeting new people. Because I do see you like, these aren't like my close friends. This isn't giving me like close circle energy. This is like you're meeting new people at a party, you're meeting friends of friends, you're hanging out with coworkers, right? So I do see you like surrounding yourself with other people, but you would have to actively do that so you don't fall into this like isolation energy. Also with the Three of Pentacles, it can mean like learning more about yourself as well to help you reflect on your previous pain and loss. So that can mean like getting a therapist or even being on Reddit and looking at like what other people experience. You know what I mean? That's what this energy is giving me. The Ten of Cups is my like Disney happily ever after. This is like group happiness. Okay. So big emphasis on like group energy. I definitely see you being out in groups, you not being solo. But again, you have to like push that forward, because the Nine of Cups is like my individual happiness, but the Ten of Cups is like everyone together having fun, celebrating, right? Like being really happy. In general, this is a card of like true happiness together. It's like kumbaya energy, you know what I mean? So again, that's like a good sign for 2025 for those of you who experience pain and loss. I really wish I had my Wheel of Fortune card that came out here, because that would really like be the clincher for me and seal the deal. But I'll settle for the Ten of Cups because it's still like a happy energy here, okay? So I do like this energy. Again, I see at least like one vacation or one sort of like group outing for sure. And then finally, I have the Six of Wands, which is amazing. I have the I have the Three of Cups that's trying to peek out here. So remember how I was saying the Three of Cups is my friendship energy, but the Three of Pentacles is like meeting new people. So I do have some like friendship energy here as well. it hopped out. But I think instead of relying on friends for sure, maybe your friends may not be as available or as like readily available. Definitely, I do see you like branching out, meeting new people, meeting new love interests, right? If you're single, but meeting like friends of friends and kind of like exploring with different groups and stuff like that, different cultures as well. I have the Six of Wands, which is my victory and success card. It's also a card of Leo, okay? So you have a little bit of Leo energy creeping in. I think I mentioned Hermit is Virgo, right? So you have, and what's interesting, I mentioned before we had the North Node in Pisces, the South Node in Virgo, and like the collective is kind of like moving away from the Virgo. Virgos, please don't take that any sort of like way. It just means you're going to be stretched right now and find other qualities for yourself. But as you know, we're moving away from like the Virgo traits, right? So it's interesting because it's like you're also going to be pushing yourself, stretching yourself to hang out with other people, and it's going to stretch you from like being off by yourself. And then lastly, we have the Six of Wands energy, which is like conquering victory and success. So I do see you conquering this 10 of Wands energy, which was like all that burden, all the weight and the burdens of the loss and the pain that you were struggling with last year. And I do see you having a much more successful, happier, you're going to feel, there's something about like winning, like you're going to feel more victorious this year in 2025. So really good question. Yeah. Okay. So oh, happy Phoenix. You said you are reflecting and you started your new year with a coworker of yours. That makes so much sense. And you're going to start therapy. Okay, well, congratulations. Yeah, so if anyone is facing like a similar situation in terms of like, yo, last year was rough and I'm trying to get out of that energy, 2025 looks really, really good. But again, you have to take that action in order to actively expand even outside your friend group and make sure you're not isolating yourself. Okay. Make sure you're surrounding yourself with people. Okay. Thank you so much. That was a beautiful question, Hefe Phoenix. Thank you so much. All right. Who's next? Okay. So is Stay Crunchy next or I'm going to wait for Nogichi to tell me. Oh yeah. Okay. Antoine likes that energy. Yes. Antoine is pumped. All right, stay crunchy. I'm staying crunchy. I hope that's a good thing. I want to hear the backstory on Stay Crunchy's name. Antoine said, you're pumped because 2024 was rough. Oof. Oof. Yeah. I mean, with that Ten of Swords that came out, yeah, I could see, yeah, for sure. I'm sure. Well, yeah, 2025 looks a lot better. By the way, I do not just like tell people what they want to hear. Like I read the cards, you know what I mean? My tagline is tarot that feels like a hug, but I never sugarcoat anything. So just so you know, if it was like, ooh, sorry, you have another year, I would tell you. Okay. All right, Stay Crunchy. What is your question and also your zodiac sign? I think there's probably going to be like one more after Stay Crunchy, and then we're going to head to like rapid fire, okay? Okay, so Stay Crunchy says, so I've been in a long time relationship, so I want to see what's in store for us this year. Any big steps for us this year? And you're an Aquarius. Okay, happy early birthday, Stay Crunchy. Okay, so cool. So for those of you who are in a long-term relationship, what's in store for you in 2025? I like that. Cool. That's like the flip side of the single, so we get to cover both. That's awesome. All right. So what is the energy for couples in 2025? Oops. Do I want to? I think I'll take it that way. Oh. Man, everyone's getting the Knight of Wands energy. Hold on. I want to make sure I like truly shuffle because these are kind of like repeating from Hefe Phoenix's reading. Hefe Phoenix is like probably still reflecting on the reading. I'm teasing you, Hefe Phoenix. Okay. Nogichi says, oh my God, Crunchy, I'm in a long-term relationship too. And they're in Aquarius. I'm tuning in. All right. I just want to make sure I'm shuffling really well for you. Okay. Okay. Let's cleanse out the energy of the last reading. Okay. There we go. All right. Long-term relationship. If you are watching and you're in a long-term relationship or you're watching the replay, what's in store for you guys in 2025? Okay, Three of Swords. Why the Three of Swords? The Tower. What's going on? Ooh, Six of Cups. Okay, Knight of Wands wanted to come out. Why the Three of Swords in the Tower? Ace of Swords, Ten of Cups. Okay, cool. I like that. And then anything, let me see. Let's see what else. Pull from a different deck too. Anything else? Quest and prayer and despondence. Okay. Oh, interesting. Perception. Okay. So Three of Swords with the Tower, I'm not going to lie. In the extreme case, it can mean a breakup, but I'm not taking it necessarily that way. I would take this as like a fight or an argument, either between you two or one of you experiences something that is not so good outside the relationship, right? So it could mean like you like one of like your partner gets to a fight with like their best friend or something, and now it's like affecting your relationship. It would be something like that, okay? So either together you will both, because this is like collectives, because I'm not just reading for you, babe. Stay crunchy. So I'm trying to make it more, general. So it's either together you guys are experiencing some sort of conflict, or there's like conflict external to relationship that's like affecting you guys, okay? I do see what I like though is the Ace of Swords here. So that means even if you receive or even if you have an argument, you guys will be having like a very candid conversation. It helps you grow stronger because I have the Ten of Cups here too, which is my dual happiness together. So it's like you guys have an argument or you guys butt heads on something, you get to the bottom of the issue because the root of this argument is a miscommunication or someone is perceiving something wrong. Yeah, okay, I meant to say in a different way, but I guess, yeah, the wrong way. So someone's off. Someone might be triggered by something, or someone might assume something, or just, So then you guys get to the bottom of the situation. You're like, no, I meant this, or no, babe, of course I still love you. I just haven't been affectionate because I've been stressed out with work, you know what I mean? Or something like that, okay? So then it's like, oh, okay. So then you go back. It makes you even stronger. It also helps you clarify like how to even be happier as a couple together, and how to support one another. So I do see like a fight that kind of like shakes you a little bit. You know what I mean? This isn't some like, oh my God, you ate my pizza in the fridge type of, or if it is, it would be a big blow up and it's like, oh my God, why are we like so mad over like you eating my pizza? You know what I mean? It would be that type of level. I do see like a bigger conflict or fight. Okay. But I do see you guys making up, and I do see you guys like it helping like break down assumptions or miscommunication or something that you're wondering about or anything like that on either side, and you guys establish more trust and healing. Okay. And then with the Six of Cups and the Knight of Wands, I also see 2025 being a very playful energy where you guys are like doing fun things. You might be having like more fun dates this year, where you restore and reconnect back to those like butterflies and like that honeymoon type of vibe energy that when you guys first might have had with the relationship. So it's almost like a refresh, like you guys have the fight. It's like, whoa, oh my God. There might even be tears, right? And then it's like a clean slate, and you guys feel even better, even more loving, even more lovey-dovey. You got butterflies, you're flirting, you're like giving cutesy messages and texting and buying flowers. Like it's like you're trying to like impress each other and you're sweet talking each other. That's the type of energy. Y'all are cute, okay? I like that. I'm such a lover girl. Wait. Okay, so hold on. I want to see the chat because music quote says hate that for you, love that for you. Oh my god. Alita says love your energy in these readings. Thank you. I'm such a lover girl. I am single though, okay? For such a lover girl, I'm single. I'm with Ants One on the single reading. But anyway, so back to Stay Crunchy and whoever is in a relationship. This is super cute energy though. Like I love this for you guys. Like Valentine's Day. Hopefully the fight doesn't happen around Valentine's Day, but I do like the energy of just you like being super cute with each other, okay? And I do see you moving past this like conflict for like good. Like this is kind of like the final clincher for whatever this conflict is. So it's not like a recurring thing that's like going to keep on popping up. It's like once you have this big tiff or whatever, and you clarify what's going on, it's like, okay, cool. Like I don't have to wonder anymore. I don't have any doubts. Like I know that's that. I'm not saying you guys are never gonna fight again, because obviously it happens, but like in terms of this issue, it's like done, you know? And then you're like trusting and loving up on each other and stuff. All right, so finally, yeah, I know, please no Valentine's Day fights, okay? So finally, I have some like chakra cards here because I just wanted to give like an extra something for the couples, because I always tend to do like single energy. So real quick, we have quest. So that means like someone is basically going and like, I guess like going inward and like finding themselves more. That could be like what the fight is about. Like someone is like searching for something, yearning for something, and it's a very internalized process. They're trying to like find some truth or figure out, like solve something. And so they might like pull away from you, or they might argue about something because they're trying to get down to the bottom of something. So that could be the source of the argument, but just know that you're going to be in that energy. One or both of you are going to be in that energy, and it's going to feel more distant until you have the blow up, and then you feel closer together. Despondence is a similar thing where it's like going through the motions. I think that's why this tower comes in, because it's like meant to give like a reset, restart button to shake things up, because it was too like monotonous, like going with the flow. Like it was too like it was a little boring, you know what I mean? So it's like shaking things up, not in a toxic way, but shaking things up in order to like get those butterflies back. Prayer, I'm getting what is it, Madonna, living on a prayer, or just like, I don't know, like good things. And then perception was similar to, what was it, the Ace of Swords that I had. So it's like perception talks about like viewing things differently, taking a step back to make sure you're seeing things clearly. Okay, so it's just reiterating the energy. Cool, thank you so much, Stay Crunchy. All right, do I have enough time for one last reading, or should I move forward to rapid fire? Hi, Eros. You said, hey, sorry, I've been lurking. How do I join the queue? So I'm actually wrapping up around like 4:00. So I don't know if I'll have time. Yeah, we probably won't be able to get to you today, but I will be back next month for the first Thursday. So yeah. I'm sorry about that. I will be doing rapid fire though. So if you want to stay in the queue, I can do like a quick rapid fire yes or no. Okay. Yeah, no problem. So like still join if you have like a yes or no question though, but it won't be like me going into detail. It'll be like yes, no, you know, clean. Stay Crunchy says the name was, oh yes, you get the backstory. Hey. Okay, the name was made because I hate the way my cereal gets soggy, and sometimes I prefer my crunchy cereal with no milk. I feel you, Stay Crunchy. I hate soggy. I don't even like dipping my cookies in milk. That's probably where I'm going to lose you, but I don't like sogginess either. So I love that. We're staying crunchy in 2025, okay? Stay crunchy 2025. All right. Okay, so Mr. Finesse, I'm going to do yours really quickly because I got to go to rapid fire. Noguchi's going to get mad at me if I go over. All right, so Mr. Finesse says, hey, I'm a Gemini. Me and my girlfriend broke up. Oh, I'm so sorry. A month ago after 2.5 years. My question is, will we ever end up back together? I feel like I need closure on this. Okay, just 1 second. So Stay Crunchy says, I don't like dipping my cookies in milk either. Yes. Okay, period. We stand crunchy in 2025. All right, Mr. Finesse. So if you are part of the collective and you're watching right now, and also you're watching the replay, and you just recently broke up with someone, and it wasn't just like a fling, like you guys, it was like a relationship that meant something to you, right? To both of you, and you guys just broke up. Let's get some closure on that. Okay, so what do you need to know regarding closure? And I'll also ask if there's a possibility to reconnect. Okay, but I have to move very quickly so that I can do rapid fire. Yes, no. So very quickly. Any closure on this? Ooh, any closure? We got the 8 of Swords, 9 of Swords, 8 of Cups. Whoa, 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 whoa. Okay. What can we get in terms of closure? What do they need to know? Queen of Wands. And then any chance of a reconciliation or them circling the block? The answer is yes. Yes. 8 of Swords, 8 of Cups, Queen of Wands. What is this energy? Okay. So the closure, or what you need to know, this isn't giving me closure energy, so I got to pull another one really quickly. I'm seeing the source of the breakup. Someone got in their head and they were like, I don't know if this is for me because I don't know if this is everything that I want within a relationship. And so I kind of need to find myself and see what else is out there in order to feel confident that this is the one for me. Okay. So it seems like the reason for the ending is one or both of you, at least one person for sure, is like, I don't know if this is my everything. I don't know if this person is the one because I just don't have enough life experience or romantic experience. And so I kind of want to see who else is out there. Queen of Wands. Clarify the Queen of Wands. 2 of Cups, the High Priest. All right. I was going to say, I don't know if there was someone else. For some of you, there was someone else that they were interested in. That is out on the table. Okay. For some of you, there is another person that they were interested in and they wanted to see what that person was all about. For others of you, they didn't have a person, but they had an idea of a person in their head. So it wasn't like a person they knew of. It was just like, I think I want all of these qualities in a person. So I'm going to see if I can try and find that. Okay. So that was the source of the breakup and the reasoning. And it was mainly like a soul searching thing. Now, this wasn't a reflection of your worth, your value, what you have to offer, because I do see that they thought that you were amazing. They did think that you were valuable and worthy and deserving of love. And I do see feelings here with the 2 of Cups here. Okay. So it wasn't like, oh, was this all for nothing? Or, oh, they didn't even care about me. No, they actually did care about you. It's just like something was missing and they needed to go find it. Now, I do have the 9 of Pentacles and the Queen of Pentacles and the Queen of Cups here. So 9 of Pentacles is slow moving energy. It's also smaller energy. The Queen of Pentacles is like a bigger energy. I don't know how to make that make sense, but I'm just going to move on. So basically the 9 of Pentacles grows into the Queen of Pentacles. So I do see in time, it would not be immediate. It would take much longer for this to circle back around. If it were to circle back around, I do see the possibility, because they still have feelings for you, that it can come back around, okay, and grow into something stable. Because this energy with the wands and everything like that, it's more fleeting. So if it does come back around, it would be stronger and be able to grow into something for sure solid, okay? So long story long, I do see someone leaving because they needed to see what else is out there, just to freaking know and feel self-assured, like, okay, I've done everything, I've seen everything, and this person is the one for me if they were to come back. Okay, cool. All right. I have time for like maybe what? I think I have like 3 rapid fire questions or something like that. Yes or no? So let's do this. If you have it, you're so welcome, Mr. Finesse. I'm so sorry that happened, but you know, in terms of your will it come back around, the energy's there for sure. Oh, yes, you are so loved and enough. Thank you so much for spending time with us. All right. Anyone have a rapid fire question? Yeah. Okay, cool. So quickly, everyone type all at once. The next person is Kawaisha. I have time for 3. And then we will be raiding to another stream. All right, rapid fire, rapid fire. I need to come up with a song and a dance for rapid fire, I think. Rapid fire questions, rapid fire questions, rapid fire, rapid fire. Okay, Kawaii Shelly says, will I be able to make the changes I need to be happy? Okay, will Kawaii Shelly be able to make the changes to, oh my God, I can't speak. Will Kawaii Shelly be able to make the changes you need to be happy? Okay, yes or no, yes or no. Yes. Yes, you will. And you already know what to do, actually. With the Queen of Cups, that's intuition. Okay, next person. Yes or no? Ooh. My cards are going all over the place. Thank you so much for asking, Kawaii Shelly. Okay, Haya 222. Okay, with the angel number, will he come back around? Will he come back around for Hija? 9 of Wands. I would say this is kind of like a magic 8 ball response right now. He's in his head and he's still wounded and hurt. So he's too stuck in his head. I don't see action yet. I see him stuck right now. Okay. All right. Next person. Next person. Next person. Rapid fire. Yes or no? Arrow Arcana. Hi, cute Capri. Okay, Arrows Arcana. Do you think I will be able to manage to finish my challenging cosplay this year? Cool question. Okay, so will Arrows Arcana finish their challenging cosplay this year? 7 of Pentacles. Hold on, I need one more to clarify. Queen of Pentacles, 7 of Pentacles, Queen of Pentacles, Knight of Pentacles. This year? No, if you keep on building on it, like if you keep on growing and adding and all these other elements and da-da-da-da-da, and you want to do stuff from scratch and blah, 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 I'm not knocking it. If you want to add all these extra special things, then no. But if you want to actually focus on completing, there's good energy for yes. But I do see it taking like still longer. So it'd be like in the fall, you like finish this, okay? All right, any more? Yeah, you're welcome, Arrows Arcana. Okay, Q Capri, will I be able to balance work life within the next month? Okay, you're my final person, all right? All right, will I be able to balance work life within the next month? Will Q Capri be able to balance work life in the next month? Yes, but it's not going to be easy. So you're going to have to be very protective and set boundaries and stick to the boundaries. You can't be people pleasing. You can't take on extra work because you feel guilty. It is definitely going to be you keeping your eyes on the prize of like, I want this work-life balance, so I need to say no to things. Okay. It's going to require you to say no, but I do see the answer is yes. Okay. All right, you guys. Nogichi, who are we rating? Thank you so much, everyone, for joining me. This was so much fun. It was so much fun. Thank you so much for your beautiful, positive, supportive energy. This was my very first solo show doing the live stream of Refinery29, and it was so great. And you guys made the experience with your wonderful questions and energy and engaging in the chat. Like, I'm so, so grateful. And thank you so much to Refinery29 for having me. If you want to stay in touch with me before the next show and get those zodiac readings or do a personal reading or do an event or just see what's going on with the in-person events, you can follow me on Instagram at askalicia.tarot. I'm also on TikTok at AskAlicia Tarot, but who knows what's going on with TikTok, you know what I mean? I haven't started my Twitch yet. So the place to find me is instagram.com/askalicia.tarot, or you can type in AskAlicia Tarot and it'll show up, okay? Thank you so much, Stay Crunchy. It was a great stream. Thank you so much. Thank you. All right. Okay, so let's see. I think we're supposed to be raiding like another stream. Yes, we're going to raid Mary Dearest. So what's going to happen, for those of you who aren't familiar, we're going to head over and be redirected to Mary Dearest's stream. All right, so we're raiding at 4 o'clock. Thank you so much, everyone. It was so lovely to meet you. I do hope that you'll return next month. It's the first Thursday for Tarot Thursdays, and we'll be doing this again. The format might change because this was like our first ever one. So maybe it's like more yes, no, or we add something else. But thank you so much for being here with me. And it was so, so lovely to meet you. And happy freaking New Year. It's 2025, baby. 2025. Bye, you guys. We're raiding. Raid.